This is Autoline Daily, the show dedicated to enthusiasts of the global automotive industry. Sean's been called on jury duty this week, so I'm filling in. You know, it is a tough market for car makers all around the world. Toyota says its sales fell last month in China, the Middle East, Europe, and the U.S. They only fell fractionally in Europe and the U.S., but they fell 32% in China and 38% in the Middle East. Obviously, the Middle East sales are down because of the Iran war. But when the world's largest automaker reports that sales are falling in the major global markets, that's not a good sign for the industry. Honda and Nissan also reported their global sales were down last month. Canada is about to get its first shipment of Chinese cars. Geely announced it'll start shipping Lotus EVs to Canada in July. BYD and Chery say they also want to start shipping cars there too. This is part of the deal that Canada cut with China to allow 49,000 EVs into the country with a 6.1% tariff instead of 100%. And in 5 years, that rises to 70,000 EVs. Canada is pivoting to China on a number of trade issues after the U.S. slapped tariffs on Canadian goods, including cars. You know, last year I talked with Colin Bird, Canada's Consul General in Detroit, before President Trump imposed those tariffs. And Bird told me that Canada did not want to play the China card, but that, and I'm paraphrasing here, if your president is going to destroy the Canadian auto industry and Canadian auto worker jobs, then we don't have much choice. And you know what that means? It means the next step will be for Canada to allow the Chinese automakers to make cars there. And Reuters reports that Chinese automakers will use the Canadian market as a practice run to get into the U.S. since the two markets are so similar. Chinese automakers would love to get into the U.S. market. Even though the Chinese market is the biggest in the world, the U.S. market is the most profitable by far. And speaking of the U.S. market, it looks like Texas could catch California as the biggest car market in the nation. Even though California has around 8 million more residents than Texas, Texas is closing in on California in car sales. According to J.D. Power, Texas' share of new retail vehicle sales is now 10.8% compared to 11.4% for California. That's less than 1 percentage point. In 2019, the gap was more than 3 percentage points. Texas also passed California to become the leader in consumer spending on new vehicles, thanks to the popularity of pricey pickup trucks. Texas is also becoming an important automotive hub. Toyota and Tesla moved their headquarters from California to Texas. GM's most profitable assembly plant is in Arlington, and automotive manufacturing has grown 48% in the state since 2015. Ferrari's first electric vehicle, the Luce, disappointed the Tifosi because they were not at all happy with the way the car looks both inside and out. But that didn't seem to bother customers in China. Ferrari immediately sold out the 88 models that it made available for the market. Although the company is still accepting orders from Chinese customers, the average wait time for a Ferrari is typically 1 to 3 years. Chinese customers are also getting something of a bargain. The Luce there has a starting price of $586,500 compared to $626,000 in Europe and $640,000 in the U.S.
At Intrepid, we produce network hardware and software solutions, enabling vehicle manufacturers to innovate and design the next generation of modern mobility. Delivering scalable next-generation solutions requires thorough testing and validation of vehicle platforms. Intrepid specializes in network interfacing, data logging, simulation, and gateway capabilities. Intrepid's Neovi cloud platform provides real-time data collection, instant cloud upload, intelligent detection, advanced issue analysis, root cause identification, and remote update deployment. All of these steps ensure vehicles are cleared for production and ready for the road, taking your fleet testing into the future of mobility. Intrepid Control Systems, driven by your data.
Last week, we reported that Volkswagen is ramping up the job cuts it wants to make in Germany. At first, the plan was to get rid of 50,000 employees. Now it wants to cut 100,000 and close 4 assembly plants in Germany. But Bloomberg reports VW never looped in labor representatives on those plans, and they're going to fight tooth and nail against those cuts, which is going to be a real problem for VW. Labor representatives currently hold a majority on the company's supervisory board. And Porsche, which is part of the VW group, is going through its own agony. It's closing almost half of its dealerships in China because sales have fallen so much. In fact, Porsche dealers in China are losing $4,400 on every car they sell. Porsche is also circling the wagons in Germany. It wants to move production of the Cayenne out of Slovakia to its plant in Leipzig, Germany. The automaker wants to boost capacity utilization at its German plants, but all of that is contingent on the workers accepting a wage cut. And sticking with Germany for the moment, Bosch's CEO, Stefan Hartung, abruptly and unexpectedly quit the company. Last October, the Bosch board extended his contract for 5 years. He's 60 years old, which is much younger than when most CEOs retire. His replacement, Christian Fischer, is 58 years old. Bosch is in the process of getting rid of 18,500 jobs, a plan that was approved by Hartung. So with him stepping aside, that could take a bit of the heat off Fischer when he's dealing with the works councils over those job cuts, because he can always blame his predecessor. And maybe that was the plan all along. Carvana is turning the dealership world on its head. The innovative retailer transformed the used car market, and now it's going after new cars after buying 7 Stellantis stores across the United States. And here's some of the main changes that it's made. Car shoppers no longer have to deal with salespeople. They can handle everything on their phones. And instead, there's concierge assistants who are not on commission, but they're there to answer any questions or to arrange for test drives. There's no haggle pricing, no document fees. You get same-day delivery and a money-back guarantee for up to 7 days if you don't like the car. And it offers lower prices. The Wall Street Journal reports that Carvana's Stellantis store in Casa Grande, Arizona, saw its sales shoot up tenfold. Automotive News reports that a store in Dallas is now the 5th biggest Stellantis dealership in the country. And this is likely going to force other franchise dealers to adopt the same practices. Oh, a programming note here. Autoline Daily and Autoline After Hours will be off the air next week as the Autoline crew takes its summer break. Anyway, that wraps up today's report. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, solutions for your journey. CSP, the composites solution partner. Intrepid Control Systems, over-the-air engineering, boost your game. And thanks to the following YouTube and Patreon members.
At CSP, we work with OEM engineers across the country on their journeys to lighter, safer, and more eco-friendly vehicles. Learn more at thecsp.com.
Making a life full of memories, one road trip at a time. That's what really matters. Bridgestone Weather Peak tires with a 70,000-mile limited warranty.